Another thing people say sometimes is that this is animal abuse. And that one is disgusting also. Because there is animal abuse that exists. And you're just belittling it and demeaning it by equating it with caring for a horse in a way that makes them happy and healthy and doing the right thing by an animal. You look at a happy, healthy horse and you think abuse? What about the starving horses? What about horses that don't have that care? What about horses that are actually overworked and actually beaten and whatever? And you're gonna say that my horse, who in all these videos is obviously showing that he really likes hanging out with me and he likes whatever I'm doing with him. He's always trying to be on camera here with me. And you're gonna say that I'm abusing him? And what do you say when you see those animals that are actually abused? You just say, oh yeah, that's equal. That's equal, really? And people yell these things at us in the street. It takes a really pathetic person to yell at a stranger in the street. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. Who are you to just yell insults at me? Like, pretty sure you're the crappy person in that situation. And how are you not embarrassed to show an equestrian how little you know about horses by making these stupid comments you make? Now, when most people see a horse, they say, yay, horse. There's something wrong with you if that's not what you're saying when you see one of our well-cared for horses. I'm not a pessimist, I'm more of a realist, but there are some people who are just seeing the world through manure-tinted glasses. If you look at a healthy, happy horse and you think abuse, there are people who are like, I wish I could save that horse. Our horses are not in need of salvation. You cannot rescue a horse that does not need to be saved. There are horses that are starving because their owner can no longer afford to buy food for them and provide them with food. There are horses that are beaten for making a mistake during training. These are not horses that need to be rescued that are working here in Central Park with us. This is why horse rescues, real horse rescues, have always been in favor and support of the horse carriage industry in New York City. They know what horses in need of rescue really look like, and these are not them. And they do not want that time and attention going to horses that do not need care. There are plenty that need help. And a lot of the time, when you retire a horse, you want to make sure that they're still doing some type of light work because that's what keeps them in good shape. That's what keeps them healthy. That's what we look for in a retirement home for our horses. It doesn't make sense to save the horses from being worked. There are people who will be like, how would you like to pull the carriage? Hey, if I was a horse, I would enjoy this. I get this nice cushy job. I get all these benefits. This is easy work. Yes, if I was a horse, absolutely, I would like to be doing this. But I'm a person. We have different needs, different desires. That's why I choose not to work with a pedicab. I choose to do the honorable work of driving a horse carriage and caring for a horse. And you know what? If we were in some kind of opposite world, I am sure my horse would love to be driving me and care for me just as great as I care for him. And if you ever hear of some type of thing where someone actually did something wrong with a horse, you know, when a celebrity, a comedian, has some type of scandal or something like that, do you just go, oh, well, let's not support any celebrities anymore. They're all bad. All comedians, let's just cancel all comedians because one did or said something that was bad. So how come when you hear it happen within an animal industry or with a horse, what do I have to do with them? Huh? Why are you attacking me? What does that have to do with it? You can't just lump everyone together. As I've mentioned before, we have 68 separate horse carriage businesses in New York City, about 200 horses, about 150 to 300 drivers and owners. We follow the same regulations and laws of the city, but you can't lump everybody in together of what they're doing. Now, like I said, some people, they go above and beyond for their horses. Some just do the minimum, follow the laws. No one is abusing their horse. And even if someone had, that would be everywhere. Yet, to date, Not one horse carriage driver in New York City in history has been convicted of animal abuse. And yet you're still yelling animal abuser at me in the street. Do we know each other? Should I accuse you of something that I have no idea if you actually ever did? By the way, do you also yell abuse when, Parks Department or police forces go by? Like, we share the same water trough, we have the same farriers, we share the same streets, we share the same neighborhood with our stables. It's actually more work for a horse to be ridden than it is to be driven, the way the weight distribution works out. So if you don't think there's anything wrong with a horse being ridden, why are you up in arms about a horse being driven in the same place with the same type of care? Do you really see that much of a difference between this right here and that right there? Really?